Welcome back to our open call info series. I'm Katie and this is Maria from the IDA Funds team. And in this video, we'll cover the crew, financial, and work sample questions. So starting with the creative control question, this is really asking about the independence of your project. Is the filmmaker the owner of your project and not a nonprofit or commissioning studio? Next, we have key creative personnel bios, which is the same as last year's application. Please include brief bios for only your key crew members, and advisors and executive producers can just be listed. And also make sure to look out for the formatting instructions with this specific question. Next, we have the financial information section, which is 200 words per question. For fundraising strategy, you can really show your expertise here. You can describe where you hope to get funding and relate this back to the priorities and values of the film. For funding to date, it should just be a simple list, and this is an example of the formatting we prefer, and you can include not just secured, but things like applied and pending. Another question in the financial information section is grant impact. This really helps us determine your grant amount for enterprise. You should tell us what is most urgent for your production, specifically around November 2024, since that's when the fund would be dispersed. And this question also has a 200 max word count. And then we have budget total. Some important notes here is that for Pere Lorentz, your budget has to be under 700,000 USD to be eligible. An enterprise does not have a cap, but if your budget is higher than 1.2 million, we will want to understand how you arrived at that number. And then finally, current budget cap, and we will ask for an update about this prior to finalist selections around September or October. And I will pass it to Maria to talk about the item budget.
Yes, so the last item in the financial information section is the comprehensive line item budget. Please treat your budget like a narrative. Make sure that all values, activities that you mentioned in your application are also budgeted for. Production budget should include development, but not anything after completion. Now, with regards to the work sample questions, we ask for both your prior work sample and your current work sample. We only need to watch the director's prior work, so it's not necessary to include any producer's prior work. For the current work sample, the minimum length is 10 minutes. Reviewers are instructed to watch no more than 15 minutes. All audiovisual material is required to have captions. This is to increase accessibility for our reviewing teams. And just a note for immersive projects for their work samples, we understand that they may look a little different. So prior work does not have to be a 2D feature film. We highly encourage you to include audiovisual moving images as part of your sample, and you don't have a 10-minute minimum. So immersive projects can also include decks in your application to explain your project further. So that's the end of video 5. Please join us for video 6, where we'll discuss the grant-specific questions and any other opportunities that you have to get more information about how to apply.